It's Street Fighter time! Hello and welcome to another figure review. Today we're going to have a look at the Storm Collectibles Street Fighter Iv Juri. One of my favorite characters, actually my second most favorite character just after Kuma, and what a great addition Juri was to Street Fighter IV. Really cool design, a lot of sex appeal, but in Street Fighter V they didn't deliver everybody's favorite design. They tried to do something weird, but I'll get to more into detail what I don't like about the design. Stay tuned for that, but let's have a look at the figure. Holy crap, what a body mold. I mean, bruh. Alright, first and foremost, have a look at the size. She stands at about 16.5 to the top of the head. If you're going to like the hair pieces, the ponytails, like 17. And for your inches, we would go up to almost 6.5 to the top of the head and a little over that to the top of the hair. Size comparisons.
Here's Jolter, the SH figure Son Goku, NECA Michelangelo, Storm Collectibles Akuma, Street Fighter II Ryu, Soul Calibur Taki, and Darkseid.
Overall look and detail. I don't like this design. I like Juri, but I don't like this design. The reason is, it's just weird and it doesn't make any sense how she has this whole kind of leather biker suit, but then she has like this extra layer of leather under the leather. Like, what the hell? And according to reports, I'm not 100% sure if that was how it happened, but since Capcom wanted to get into the esports sphere with Street Fighter V, really going ham with that, and esports was like, no, too many boobies, you can't get on ESPN like that. So they covered stuff up and they had like other stupid shit like Fudo not being able to play Armika with like the underboob costume. So freaking lame. Anyway, sorry for that tangent. Back to the figure at hand. And as much as I dislike the design, boy oh boy did they do a great job with this one. Because this is like the case of Storm Collectibles being really good with their paint, and for this one also, I like the face. The face sculpt we have on the figure right here, it looks good, and like the other ones we got in the packaging, we'll get to the accessories, but you really kind of capture this maniacal look for the character, which I feel like is very, very important. But you do have the eye patch on here, the hair is nicely painted, and it goes also, you have the string of the eye patch which goes around. Does have a little bit of bleeding, also like really disconnects over there, but I mean, that's not too bad. It's in the back of the figure. Then we have the spider logo in the back and some more detail. Mostly painted on there. Some of it is molded. There is a little bit of height difference between the thighs and to the side over there. And the zipper in the front is super nicely painted. Really impressive that one, also mold on it. It really falls apart once you move it, but you're not gonna do anything about that. You can't change that. So that's all very pleasant to look at. More paint on these sides and a little bit on the shoulder pads. Even like the painted fingernails. Yes, painted fingernails. Thank you very much for that. We do have some bleeding in the hands, and I'm losing my ability to speak because it's Fig time. She's yeah, I haven't had Puzzle time in a while, but anyway. I don't know what's going on over here. That just doesn't make any sense. Like, Juri is thick, but the way they assembled this figure, it looks like the lower half of the figure does not line up with the upper half of it. And I do get, like, Street Fighter V characters are a little bit exaggerated. They have, like, the big feet and the big hands, and she definitely has that. But what? Like, just look at this area. Just focus on this area. Tell me there's something wrong. There isn't something wrong here. So, I mean, the extra thickness isn't the worst thing in the world, but I mean, the more you look at it, the more I look at it, I just feel weird about it. Can be hidden a little bit once you get into pose, and probably not going to be as bad, but man, yeah, that's okay. So going down to the huge juicy thighs, also the butt mode, which unfortunately falls apart if you move it too far out. But it still works depending on like the angle. You can move it a little bit to the side. She does have a little bit of a smaller diaper piece, which with the Taki review, I think this one's better because, like, as you remember with the Taki figure, it just looked really weird. I think this diaper part, since it is a little bit smaller, it's okay. It looks better in general, but it's also kind of stretched on the side. I'm wondering if this might deteriorate over time, so take good care of it and don't do too much of the splits, which we'll get to splits and articulation in just a second, but more look at the paint and the feet, bare feet, painted finger, painted toenails. Wow, okay. Whenever I have to say something about nails, my tongue just kind of wraps up, but yeah, overall, the look, I like it. One thing that I have to note is maybe the plastic over the chest area isn't enough. Haha, plastic over the chest area, get it? No, but seriously, this part, which is just supposed to cover the joints, just popped out, and I can't really shuffle it back in there anymore, and now it just looks weird. Regardless of that, let's have a look at the articulation. We don't have too much on the ball, and with Storm Collectibles, you don't really get like wiggle motion and whatnot. You can kind of try to pull it, maybe loosen it up a little bit. Problem with it that the neck is way too thick on the figure. So you just got to use the neck, I guess, to move it forward. That works fairly nicely. To the back, also pretty good. And does tilt side to side. Obviously you can swivel. The hat on there, everything in here is soft plastic. Doesn't get in the way. Then for your shoulder articulation, we do have a hinge connected to a ball joint, so you can rotate that around. Bring it forward if you got the right angle. Well, it is pulled back and then it just kind of goes off. It is pulled back by all the layers of plastic on this figure. Oh, is this like one of these push and pull situations? I guess you can adjust the shoulders inside of there. Try to push that out. Ah, now it looks better. Okay, so that was the entire issue. Then we have a bicep swivel. I didn't know that before. Double hinged elbow with the elbow pad on there, and another ball hinge in the fist. Can bring that back and forth, can be swiveled. Chest area is quite nimble as well, goes back and forth, does tilt side to side, and does swivel all the way around. Then for the entire hip area, again, be careful with this crotch piece. I'm not sure, so I gotta show you though. Move out to the side. Move to the front as all of it in here gets squished. Try to move it out. Try to move it a little bit out to the side when you move it upward. And she do some high kicks. I mean, for Juri, this isn't high enough. It's fine, but it isn't high enough. Also, it's ugly in the back. And we move it also to the back. I don't know what that sound was. And sorry about that. Can also be swiveled on there. I mean, a little bit, not all the way around. That's technically not a swivel. Double hinge knee, and the foot is on another ball hinge. Can bring that back and forth nice enough. But the pivot doesn't really work because of the flaps on the side over here. For the accessories, as you can tell, something big is looming in the back. But first and foremost, I want to have a look at the faces. We do have a different eye patch face, which has like a smirk on there. And then we have a little bit more maniacal. You know, it's not over the top, but this is definitely the best face, and I'm definitely going to use that one because it doesn't have the eye patch, and I just love that look on her face. It's great. Then we had some hands, some posing hands, which paint on there varies from time to time, and my camera also isn't focusing. So there's some bleeding in there, and the fingernails are painted, but some of them look a little bit weirder than others. You have like these open hands, and then finally also these not really grabbing hands, more like fighting style posing hands. So we got two energy effects. First, this one, which is just straps, supposed to be pulling over the foot, but the hole in there is really small. But you got this. It looks nice enough, but again, the fireballs in the game of Juri in particular look pretty boring. Just like that super. Oh my god, that super. I just remembered that. Holy crap, that was so blaming boring. Anyway. If you don't know the game, sorry for ranting, but if you know the game, then you all know my pain because everybody hated the super of Juri in SF5 because it was just a big stupid fireball. So at least we have this, which, wow. Now I'm gonna be totally honest here, I'm really split on this because on one hand it looks cool and it makes for an amazing display piece. However, on the flip side, stuff like this is the reasons why I feel a lot of Storm Collectible figures are overpriced. Because like you get like this small dinky figure, but then like, oh well, but you have all the accessories, so you gotta pay like $120 or something, or like $100, or you know, and that's what I don't like. I rather just have the options. Give me like either an accessory pack or make like a regular version and like deluxe version, like Figma does. So this foot is supposed to slide in here, and I don't do it correctly right now, but I'm just gonna see if I can get the foot in there and stabilize it. Alright, something like that. Well, somewhat in there. Alright, again, this isn't the correct pose, but close enough. Final thoughts, and I'm impressed. I don't know, this is a good release. So first and foremost, the thing that just gets me are the face sculpts. I think they're amazing. I would have loved to have like one more maniacal laugh or whatever. That would have really put me overboard with this figure. The paint is good for the most part. I mean, some of the small details like the eye patch are really well done, and others are mostly clean. Kind of crumbles at the hands a little bit, but not too much for me to complain. Generally speaking, the figure looks good. And aesthetically, I mean, yeah, you do have the weird hips and the also a little bit exaggerated leg part. I don't know about that. Again, if you put it into some poses, it will hide it somewhat, but it is still weird. However, it's not really a deal breaker for me, because considering what you're getting with this figure, even like this huge ass accessory part, which I don't really care for, but again, if you have the room to display it, sure, I mean, it's cool, and you can even put it in there. You don't need to do much for that. Makes for some cool pictures and whatnot, so you can have fun with that. I really just wish that was an option and not make me pay over $100 for this fairly simple figure, but still, I mean, I like it, and I would recommend it for Juri fans. I do really hope so that we get like another version down the line for like either SF4 or SF6, because I like both of these designs. But yeah, still an okay, like a solid figure. Like really, like again, I'm struggling to come up with really something that puts me off here. So I will recommend it, especially for Juri fans. Like I'm saying, everybody else, have a look at it, see if you enjoy the design. And that's really it. That's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for our favorite reviews, card game stuff, and whatever Juri wants.